Encyclopedia Britannica, Ask the Chatbot, Games and Quizzes, History and Society, Science and Tech, Biographies, Animals and Nature, Geography and Travel, Arts and Culture, Pro-Con Money, Videos, Ask Anything, Quick Summary, Philosophy and Religion, Religious Personages and Scholars, Isaac Newton, English physicist and mathematician, also known as Sir Isaac Newton. Richard S. Westphal, Britannica Editors, February 6, 2026. History Quick Summary, Ask Anything, Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton, Oil on Canvas by Sir Godfrey Kneller, 1702, in the National Portrait Gallery, London. Newton's discoveries in physics and mathematics revolutionized science. Top questions. What is Isaac Newton most famous for? How was Isaac Newton educated? What was Isaac Newton's childhood like? Isaac Newton, born December 25, 1642, Woolsthorpe, Lincolnshire, England, died March 17, 27, London, was an English physicist and mathematician who was the culminating figure of the scientific revolution of the 17th century. In optics, his discovery of the composition of white light integrated the phenomena of colors into the science of light and laid the foundation for modern physical optics. In mechanics, his three laws of motion, the basic principles of modern physics, resulted in the formulation of the law of universal gravitation. In mathematics, he was the original discoverer of the infinitesimal calculus. Newton's Philosophiae Naturalis Principia Mathematica, Mathematical Principles of Natural Philosophy, 1687, was one of the most important single works in the history of modern science. Formative influences. Understanding Newton's theory of universal gravitation. Understanding Newton's theory of universal gravitation. Isaac Newton's formulation of the law of universal gravitation. Philosopher Pierre Gassendi had revived atomism, an alternative mechanical system to explain nature. The Questiones also reveal that Newton already was inclined to find the latter a more attractive philosophy than Cartesian natural philosophy, which rejected the existence of ultimate, indivisible particles. The works of the 17th century chemist Robert Boyle provided the foundation for Newton's considerable work in chemistry. Significantly, he had read Henry More, the Cambridge Platonist, and was thereby introduced to another intellectual world, the magical Hermetic tradition, which sought to explain natural phenomena in terms of alchemical and magical concepts. The two traditions of natural philosophy, the mechanical and the Hermetic, antithetical though they appear, continued to influence his thought, and in their tension supplied the fundamental theme of his scientific career. Although he did not record it in the Questiones, Newton had also begun his mathematical studies. He again started with Descartes, from whose La Géométrie he branched out into the other literature of modern analysis with its application of algebraic techniques to problems of geometry. He then reached back for the support of classical geometry. Within little more than a year, he had mastered the literature, and pursuing his own line of analysis, he began to move into new territory. He discovered the binomial theorem, and he developed the calculus, a more powerful form of analysis that employs infinitesimal considerations in finding the slopes of curves and areas under curves. Access for the whole family. Bundle Britannica Premium and Kids for the ultimate resource destination. By 1669, Newton was ready to write a tract summarizing his progress, De Analysi per Equationes Numeri Terminorum Infinitas, on analysis by infinite series, which circulated in manuscript through a limited circle and made his name known. During the next 2 years, he revised it as De Methodis Serierum et Fluxionum, on the methods of series and fluxions. The word fluxions, Newton's private rubric, indicates that the calculus had been born. Despite the fact that only a handful of savants were even aware of Newton's existence, he had arrived at the point where he had become the leading mathematician in Europe. Quick facts. In full. Sir Isaac Newton. Born December 25, 1642. January 4, 1643. New Woolsthorpe, Lincolnshire, England. Died March 20th, 1727. London, aged 84. Work during the plague years. Who created the color wheel? Who created the color wheel? For millennia, many believed Aristotle's theory that all colors were a mixture of black and white. How did we learn otherwise? See all videos for this article. When Newton received the bachelor's degree in April 1665, the most remarkable undergraduate career in the history of university education had passed unrecognized. On his own, without formal guidance, he had sought out the new philosophy and the new mathematics and made them his own. But he had confined the progress of his studies to his notebooks. Then in 1665, the plague closed the university, and for most of the following 2 years, he was forced to stay at his home, contemplating at leisure what he had learned. During the plague years, Newton lay